And although Ari Horie is the driving force behind the Women's Startup Lab, she doesn't have the typical Silicon Valley background. She grew up in Japan, where she says she was ostracized for being the only child of a single mother. She eventually came to the US, where she worked in product marketing at technology companies and founded her own startup. Horie sat down with Mark New to discuss how she finally began waking up to the plight of women in the tech world.
As a matter of fact, I used to think that older women are so bitter and what's wrong with them, and I will never be like them. So I wasn't quite aware of the issue that they were speaking up. And I only came to this position by really seeing the struggle. At workplace, men, most of the employee was men, and all the management was men. And I just assumed that's just how it is. I didn't question because I was just so focused on what I have to get done in my career. But I remember there was opportunity to take some global position, and I so wanted. But before I raised my hand, they gave it to younger men because it was safe. They didn't want to worry about women going there, something happened. And I went back to management and said, I want to take that job. I want to take that 6 months assignment to other country. And they just said, no, this was already decided. And so I remember that particular conversation about the women. Now, how did I came about on being aware of this women's issue? When I started doing my own edutech startup, attended many conferences, hackathon, and when women are on the stage and they present the idea, I so get it, right? And it's an important issue that I dealt with as raising children. They're just so non-tech in that industry. Yet I knew that technology was available to solve a lot of issues that mother deals with. And so women will come up, talk about that, or the nurse who's working at the Stanford Hospital for 20 years, knowing the breakdown between caregiver, right, to the nurse and all that. And I just had a mother who passed away with the cancer. So I knew how challenging it is, and the real life story. And when she got on the stage, presented, and majority of engineers were men, young men. And so they did not vote or support any of those ideas, the real opportunity, but they rather work on another dating app to solve their dating issue. And not only that, the app was rating the bar, but not rating a bar, rating women. How pretty women at each bar. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing technology that exists. Why are we applying it that way when we have a real problem? So when I saw the women walking out with very disappointed, I broke my heart. So I said, if there's one woman I can save to really come up with the real problem the woman faces, there's so much opportunity.
The philosophy, what goes on here?
So when we look at all those accelerators out there, was very much go, 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 and a lot of competition. And I think that's great because it already exists. But what I thought was having something that are more personal connection and also trusted-based relationship that allow women to thrive better. And often, men are out there in the business world, so they have much deeper network. Versus when women try to get into, we just don't go to golf all the time or go to the bar or get into that kind of meeting and having a sexual harassment issue comes up, which recently Silicon Valley talked about. So we felt that let's look at the science. Let's look at what hasn't been done, and let's look at what our program is going to be the most effective environment and the methodology that allow women to thrive.
Any particular case that stands out of a founder that you work with that really inspired you?
The one is Kelly from, it was the Midwest. We had an interview, and she said, I'm an engineer, I'm building something, I know it's going everywhere, but people think I'm crazy. And then there's the two boys in the background on the bed jumping, boing, boing, boing. I said, I know, they're there, but I'm serious, I know it's going somewhere. And her family, friends said, you're kidding me? Why are you going to Silicon Valley? You're spending time and money leaving kids crazy. She didn't care because she worked on her startup for 4 years. And she said, I'm going to die like this or I'm going to make a breakthrough. So she took a leap, just sheer trust that we can actually help her. So she came, she worked really, really hard. One of our advisors, who's a friend Meyer, the co-founder of Match.com and co-founder of Trustees, she stepped in and became a co-founder and invested in her. So now she's around in a completely different trajectory that she never imagined. At the end of the day, there's something extraordinary things that you have, and then attracting those people takes you a completely new different place, and that's what we want to do.